This podcast was produced on the lands of the Cubby Cubby people. We pay respects to elders past, present, and emerging, and thank them for how they have lovingly cared for and preserved the land, natural resources, and bush medicine in which we are inspired by today.
Welcome to the Students of Natural Health podcast. My name is Dana Laura. I'm a student naturopath from Australia, and I'm going to be your host for this episode. Now, joining me today, we have the lovely Bella. Say hi.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, it is so nice to have you on the podcast. I'm so pleased because you actually emailed in and said that you were a fan, and I'm just so stoked that I finally get to meet and talk to you guys on the podcast. It's awesome.
I love the podcast. I was like nerding out about it, and I'm like, maybe I should put it out there and try and go on myself. So here we are.
Oh, it's so awesome. It's so cool. So yes, thank you for that. Um, you all know the drill by now. We're going to get in and start talking about some study questions and how we got into the field of natural health and how we've been finding our study so far. I'm very excited because Bella here studies at an institute that we haven't actually interviewed before, a student from this institute. So get ready for that. But I'm going to start off with my favorite question that we always start with, and that is, what is your origin story? How did you find natural health, Bella?
I had really bad acne when I was about 14, and I went to the doctor. They were like, go on the pill or take Accutane, and I absolutely did not want to do that. So, yeah, did some research, decided to see a naturopath who specialized in it, went and saw her, and absolutely loved what she did and how she approached it. And then from then, I've kind of approached health from a more natural perspective. And then after switching degrees countless times, I was like, I'm just going to bite the bullet and do what I love. And yeah, have not looked back. It's been the best decision ever.
Amazing. Amen, sister, for the acne and,
Yeah.
and for all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I feel like so many girls have the same problem I talk to, and they like, yeah, started with hormonal issues, acne, that kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, I look back now, my skin's great. At the time, it seemed horrible, but I think I wouldn't be here if I didn't, go through that. So there
Yeah.
was a reason for it.
That's beautiful that you found a way to turn it into a passion of yours.
Yeah.
So sorry, there's a few things we need to unpack with that one as well, in terms of like the different studies that you've done. Can you tell us perhaps what you've previously studied in the past and then what you have ultimately ended up landing on?
Yes, so I have been to a few unis myself. I've like tasted them all. I started at QUT with just a Bachelor of Science. I was going to do chemistry. It was too broad. I didn't love it. I was like, I don't know where this is going to take me. So I switched to psychology. Psychology, I did a semester, loved it. Honestly, it was great, but I didn't want to have to go down the whole master's route. And there was just a bit of a bottleneck with undergrads and then people trying to get into practice. So I just wasn't confident that that was going to be a viable career for me. And then I changed to social work and I did a term of that and didn't love it. It was just too emotionally draining. Then I did food science.
Cool.
And that was great. So I was kind of edging my way closer to what I wanted to do. But the campus was at Toowoomba, so it was a bit too far. And then I went to nutrition and I was like, okay, this is good, but not exactly where I want to be. Then I went to Torrens and did naturopathy there for a term. And I didn't love their teaching style. And I also didn't love that it was $80,000. So
Yeah.
I did some more digging and I found that SCU offered a undergrad degree, a Bachelor of Health Science and Lifestyle. And then you can do the Masters of Naturopathy there. And it's all Commonwealth supported. So it works out to about 27,000. So like what a normal degree would be. And so I've done my first year at SCU and love it. Like I just know that that's what I am meant to do. It's fantastic.
Amazing. That's amazing. Like, and
It was a
I know you're
journey.
like looking a bit like, oh, I've jumped around so much, but I think that's great because playing this sort of game of like warmer, cooler is kind of what you need to do when you're trying to figure out what you want to do. And it sounds like you didn't just jump into it. You made a decision based on like the finances, based on where it is.
Yeah.
So sorry, are you doing the bachelor at at the moment?
Yes. So the way that it's sort of set out at SCU is it is a Bachelor of Health and Lifestyle. I believe that's what it's called. And then you get immediate entry into the Master of Naturopathic Medicine. So that's a year if you've done their undergrad degree. So it's 4 years in total. The bachelor, I think they've had to maybe call it that so that it can get Commonwealth supported, but it is entirely geared towards naturopathy. Like you do naturopathic subjects. I've done naturopathic placements in a clinic. So even though it is called that, it's a naturopath degree. So you do, yeah, naturopath subjects.
And sorry, can I ask how much the bachelor degree is?
Yeah, I think it's about 20. Like whatever a normal degree in Australia would be, 20. Yeah, because it's Commonwealth supported, and I think they've potentially gotten around it by calling it health and lifestyle medicine or something like that.
So, and is it going to be
That's my theory.
4 years altogether, including the masters?
Yeah, so 3 years undergrad, 1 year masters.
Mum, I'm having like a meltdown here. Hang on. So you're gonna come out with two qualifications on the other side of this. You're gonna come out with a bachelor and a master's, and it's half the
Yeah,
price of the other
yeah,
degrees.
yeah, yes.
What the fuck?
I know, I know. I did so much digging. And last year was the first year that they offered the masters. So I think that's why maybe some people haven't found it because it is really new.
It
But
is, yeah.
SCU has like the Institute of Natural Medicine. So they do a lot of research as well. So I feel like they're kind of leading in the research space and the evidence-based practice. So I also love that about the uni. And they've got campuses on Coffs Harbour, Lismore, and the Gold Coast, or Tweed heads, basically.
Okay. So did you have to relocate for some of these? Will you be looking at a relocation for the naturopath program?
Yes, yes. So currently I have had to go on campus and I am in Brisbane. So it's about an hour and a bit, depending on traffic. So when I'm on campus more at the end of this year, we're planning to move down to the Gold Coast. But majority of it has been online. So at least for the first year, most of it was online.
Yeah, okay. Because for some reason, I thought you had to be in Lismore for the practical components. Maybe that is that the masters, or no, they've changed it that it's at those three
I
locations.
I think they've changed it. I know that they definitely do it on the Gold Coast because I've sat in on consults there. I've done practicals there, and they do consult at the Gold Coast campus. Yeah, so they've got a big dispensary and stuff there too. The main one is at Lismore, but it's fully set up and they have a big dispensary and they see clients at the Gold Coast too.
Amazing. Can you tell us a little bit more about what your subjects look like? And you mentioned that you've already been on placement in your first year. Amazing.
Yes, yeah, no, that was. I think it was so good to get a little taste before you commit too much. So I don't know if that's why they've done it, but I really appreciated that. So we did nutrition, biochemistry, health psychology, all the things that I was doing at Torrens pretty much. We did there. And then we also did our placement subject, which was more about, the foundations of naturopathy, what are the beliefs of naturopathy, the principles and all of that. And we got to I did 2 days of placement. I did one in a clinic near me. She teaches there, she's a PhD, and she works primarily with cancer patients. So I sat in on half day with her, and it was so interesting because all of her patients were, cancer patients. And then I did a day down at the Gold Coast, and that was more just like general clients down there because those were their master's students. So I got to sit in and watch the master's students and take notes and sort of see how they apply the principles in their consults and everything.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. And do you
It
guys
was
have like
amazing.
a student clinic as well, kind of similar to Torrens and Endeavour?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Gold Coast and Lismore, I'm not sure about Coffs Harbour, but I know Gold Coast and Lismore have a student clinic. So I'm actually going to go see a naturopath there, just also to see it kind of from the other perspective. And I think it's $10 for non-students and then it's free for students. And so, yeah, they do their practices out of there. They have a dispensary, all the beautiful herbs and everything set up. And it's a big space. They've got all other allied health people in there too. So it's like physios and speech pathologists and psychologists and like the whole thing.
Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here and I'm like, what am I doing?
No, honestly, I do not regret my switch at all. Not to like diss the other unis, but I love where I'm at.
I think because it was so new, there was a lot of like, oh, like I don't know. And I mean, I got to admit that the Torrens and the Endeavour marketing is really, really good. Like they know how to, they know exactly who they're marketing to and what's going on.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's really cool to be able to hear from somebody on the other side of it. Did you get much of an opportunity then to talk to like the master's students and see how other people have found the degree so far as well?
Yeah, yeah. So because I was in there with two master's students that day, like all the other students, we kind of got allocated to one of the master's students. I chatted to them and they're really happy with where they're at. And they have different backgrounds. Like I think a couple of them had studied some other things, but they have enjoyed it and they've really enjoyed their placement. And the beauty of SCU, I don't know if it's like this at other unis, but they do research. Like they have labs there. And I know that one of the master's students over summer, she did some research because they were researching, I think it was cranberry for UTIs. And she got to do some research there and
Yay.
help out with their PhD. So there are opportunities like that. And if I was closer, I would have done that over this break too. I would have done some research experience.
That's amazing. Oh, cool. Okay.
It is.
I'm just like mind being blown. Okay, can we talk about and we'll keep going a little bit more into like the logistics of studying at SCU. SCU. Did I say that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
SCU.
Yeah.
And then we will go into some other topics as well. But I would love to know a little bit more about what do your assignments typically look like?
Okay, so this is another thing I love about SCU. I'm not a paid ambassador. So we do 6-week terms. So we do, yeah, I know, two subjects I think is considered full time for 6-week blocks. So we change every 6 weeks, which is fantastic because I have a short attention span. So we go really in depth for 6 weeks. We do practical assignments. I haven't done an exam yet. We do different quizzes on what we've learnt. We do like posters, essays, research things, presentations, more practical assignments. That's what assignments look like. Last year we did lab pracs for biochemistry. So we did lots of experiments in the lab. So we did a 3-hour prac once a week. Anatomy and physiology was similar kind of thing. I did have an exam for anat and physiology, but I actually enjoyed it. But the assessment is quite practical, I would say. And yes, so 6 weeks is really flexible.
In comparison to the other unis that you went to, would you say it's almost like trying to cram 12 weeks of content into 6 weeks? Like, is it full on, or is it more like, or do they just give you more subjects? How do they sort of make that work with the hours?
I think because you're only doing two subjects for that 6 weeks, it's not as much content rather than doing like four. And I like that because I think you have more time to go in depth on what you're learning. So rather than doing like 3 or 4 for a semester, which is what mainstream like QT and things do, you've just got two and you can deep dive in on them for those 6 weeks and yeah, really just wrap your head around it.
Do you guys do trimesters, or do you do like 4 semesters a year, or how do they break that up for you?
4 terms, so 4 6-week terms, and then there is a lot of flexibility to do summer terms, which I like because I started a little bit late last year, but because of the flexibility of the study, I still finished my first year on time. So you can do summer semesters and sometimes you'll have a dual term. So I know coming up I've got a dual term. So because there's more content in one subject that I've got, I will be doing it over 12 weeks. But that's only for one subject.
And that's what a dual term means. It means that you're splitting the one subject over two terms.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Okay. And I know that this is something that I personally try to look for when I go to unis. How have you felt that the uni has supported you as a student, in terms of like if you have ever needed extensions or even just trying to get in contact with the uni itself? How do you rate it?
Fantastic. Like I've not had any problems. I at Torrens, I will admit, I did have and I have spoken to other students. I have some classmates who have come from Torrens, and they sort of felt that they had trouble contacting course coordinators and things like that. I have not had that at all with any of my teachers so far, and they've been very accommodating. Like I have a child. Like when I started, I have an 8 week old, and I spoke to my course coordinators, and I was like, "Hey, I don't know how practical is going to go. Like I'm breastfeeding," and they were like just very supportive about that. And they're like, "Come when you need to. If you need to switch what classes you're coming to, that's totally fine." Extensions, they understood. I actually didn't need to do any extensions, but as far as like the flexibility with pracs, they were totally fine.
Girl, amazing. And friggin',
Yeah.
you're a superwoman for starting study with an 8-week-old. Like, wow.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. But honestly, when it went okay, I think you become more useful with your time when you have limited time.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense now why you would like. I can see why SCU seemed like such a great fit for you as well, like in terms of the maybe less subjects, but having things online and 6-week sprints. That yeah, that's
Mm,
make a lot of sense. So, are you currently studying then full time, doing two subjects, or are you doing one
yeah.
subject with your bub as well?
No, I did. So I did full time. Yeah. But I just, like I said, because I started late, I ended up having to do a summer term. So I finished halfway through November rather than October, which was fun because I get bored when I'm not studying. So, but yeah, I am doing the full-time load.
Yeah, amazing. And did you manage to get any of your subjects from your other stuff carried over as well?
I did not. I did not,
That's okay.
unfortunately, but that's okay because now they're really solidified in my head. Yeah, which is fine. Like I think a refresher was nice.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, thank you so much for letting me pick your brains about the ins and outs. It's a very mysterious degree, but it's very cool
Yeah.
to hear about it. So I love that. Thank you. What's your favorite subject been so far?
I really liked anatomy and physiology, to be honest, integrated anatomy and physiology. So that's kind of rather than just the individual body systems, it's like how they all work together to sort of maintain your life, keep you alive.
Yeah, nice. And what did that look like? Was that in a lab, was it?
We did do pracs, but a lot of it was online and a lot of it was practical assignments. So we had like a couple of case studies. So we had like, a fake, older man with diabetes and things like that. So we had to write up a treatment plan for him and explain diabetes to him. And it was as if we were in like a clinic trying to talk to one of our clients about that. So I really enjoyed the assignments for it too.
That's very cool. Very, very cool. Have you got any favorite resources that you've used to kind of help you through your studies so far? Hero products, podcasts, books, anything that you can recommend to other students that you're like, girl, yes, get on that.
Yeah. Honestly, um, your podcast, and I know other students have said that too, but it is true. I think it's quite motivating to hear other students. Like if you're feeling a bit burnt out, it's like you're not doing this alone. There are other students going through it. And I also really like the MediHerb podcast too. I think it's quite evidence-based.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then I think that has been my favorite resource, to be honest. The rest I've found just doing independent research for whatever your assignment is, to be honest. So,
Yeah, fair. Do you have like a database that you go to? Like for example, mine, I'm like a massive Google Scholar fan, big fan.
yes, no, I'm a Google Scholar and also just our, library, SCU online library. They've got so many papers and stuff on there. And I think what is the one that Leah Hetchman wrote? Her clinical
Clinical naturopathic.
naturopathy. Yeah,
Yes,
the one
love
that everyone
form.
loves.
It's like it's almost like a part of our uniform as a naturopath. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So that was also like I read that for fun, to be honest. I read that before I started my degree. I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, and I'm not going to gloss over this because this is like massive, but you're also a mom. Like,
Yeah.
how have you got any strategies on how you are juggling study and motherhood and a social life? And I don't know if you're working also at the same time. Like, just how are you juggling that? Because even just keeping a infant alive is like all consuming.
Yeah, I think definitely cleaning the house has kind of gone to the back burner. Like at the moment, I'm prioritizing just uni, being a mum, and like my physical health. So yeah, I think honestly, juggling it all, like social life and stuff, that's a luxury. Like we'll see friends sometimes, but I think you do just have to sacrifice some things. And at the moment, like going to uni is like my social life. Like I like to see those people. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
becomes your social life.
And shout out to blurred Zoom backgrounds, hey.
Oh yeah, this is why I have one room, like one wall. You can't see, but don't look at the floor. There's toys all over it.
It sounds nice as well being able to go onto campus fairly regularly. I know quite a few students are still in the online phase and it's not going to be forever. Like, you might be at the beginning of your degree where you're just in the thick of studying online. Sometimes those subjects can be so heavy as well. Like, for example,
Yeah.
I did anatomy and physiology all online.
Mm.
It's it sounds like it really does get better once you are able to go and hang out with your peers and go and experience it for yourself on campus too. So yeah, that's
Yeah, 100%. And I would like to be on campus more coming up, but obviously, like the drive is quite intense from Brisbane. So, yeah, I definitely want to be on campus as much as I can.
yeah, yeah, totally. That's exciting. I
It
think
is. I'm so keen.
yeah, and we're like as naturopaths, we like to talk, a lot of us anyway. And we need that
Professional
social
yappers.
interaction.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I would love to know, have you experienced burnout in it yet? And how do you overcome low motivation or burnout?
I don't think I have. And I think that's because I have experienced it in my other degrees. So I've kind of prioritized recovery and things like that. And also just knowing where to put my energy. I think when you first start uni, you're like going all out with everything, but you have to kind of decide what needs your attention more and kind of allocate that more practically. So I think I've just learnt a bit more how to put my attention where it's needed rather than sort of, I could take really pretty notes and things like that, but that's not how I learn. My notes are messy. And so I've just kind of trimmed down on energy there and allocated it more to my assignments and things like that.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely a practice. It's sort of like when you first learn driving, you spend so much
Yeah.
energy and focus because it's so new and you need to learn it and it's not yet just part of your everyday life. But then as you get through it, it just keeps evolving and changing. I've seen that in my own studies even like just the note taking is abysmal now. But I've
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, when you first start, like I look back at my psychology notes and they are beautiful. And then I look now and I'm like, there's just some miscellaneous notebooks. I'm like, what did I even write? It
Yeah,
made sense. It makes sense to my brain, but yeah, not pretty.
totally, totally. What has been one of the most favorite opportunities or things you've learnt that just has blown your mind since starting the degree?
Favorite opportunity would just be like meeting, like-minded people because I think it's quite hard to find them, especially, I don't know, I find the younger you are, the harder it is to find people who are kind of into their health. Like, I don't know if that's just me, but finding like-minded people. And I think just learning biochemistry was mind-blowing to me. Like just learning how intricate your body is and how all of that is happening inside of you and how all the systems interact, like how what you're thinking can interact and interfere with your hormones. Like that's insane, you know?
Yeah, it's a whole other world. It's another planet down there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you had to overcome any like big challenges during your study? I mean, not that motherhood isn't challenging enough, but like
Yeah.
has there been any big challenges that you've had to overcome with your study?
I think being so far away from campus has been a bit of a challenge. And it's like I know when I had my placement down there, I was breastfeeding. So my mum bless her, looked after my daughter down there for the day. And I was like in the car park, like I had a minute left to go, and I was like feeding her. She was hungry, and I quickly handed her back to mum. I'm like trying to do my bra up and get in the clinic. So I think, managing breastfeeding a baby and having a campus so far away, that has been the biggest challenge for me. So
That's so
she's
good.
not feeding as much anymore, thankfully.
Shout out to mum. You're amazing.
Yeah.
But like freaking, it's so nice to hear those kinds of stories though too, because there's other people in our audience that are thinking, oh, I wish I could, but if only this. And it's
Yeah.
these kinds of conversations are so important because they just humanize it. Like we're not just little study computer weapons. Like,
Yes.
life also has to happen with study and they can coexist. It's so cool.
Oh, 100%.
I would love to know if there's any like specific areas that you're looking at or you've got your eye on or where you might want to go when you like with this degree. What are you planning?
I love the pregnancy, fertility, postpartum space. I think obviously having had a baby myself, how can you not? I think that I had a pretty good pregnancy, and I think that that's because I did work with a naturopath, and I would like to be able to provide that to women too. Like even just having the emotional support of someone coming along that journey with you. So I would love to be able to do that.
Yeah, beautiful. Do you think I mean, I know it's a while off, but we're always dreaming about it. Do you think you'll go straight into your own practice, or would you like to be mentored for a bit, or like, do you think you want to go into research? What do you want to do?
I would like to be mentored a little bit. I'd like to sort of have somebody who is really competent with pediatrics too. I'd like to be able to work closely with young children and that sort of period where they're starting solids. And so I think I'd like to be mentored a bit and then kind of go into my own private practice with that. Yeah. And then at the moment, I'm sort of working on doing VA work for natural health practitioners. So that might carry alongside that in the future too. So I might be doing both.
Wait, are you currently a VA as well?
Starting, yeah. So I've just started a course that will be coming in the next few weeks. I'll be offering VA support for practitioners.
Girl, you're a freaking superwoman. Oh my gosh, give me some of that.
It's just like when you love it, you can't help it.
Yeah.
It's just like a drug, it's just exciting. You just want to keep doing it.
So gorgeous. You're so inspiring, and I'm so excited to see where you take this and where you go in this space. It's freaking awesome.
Thank you.
If our audience would like to keep an eye on you or get in touch, how can they do so?
So I do have an Instagram. I have admittedly not been, that's probably my pitfall. I haven't been as active on there as I would like to, but it is in her. So like in her .essence.naturopathy and that's on Instagram.
And as always, I will link that in the description below. Thank you so much for your interview, Bella. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. I've just enjoyed talking to you for every minute of it.
Thank you for having me. It's been very fun, and I'm happy to yap about my uni. Or if anyone has any questions about SCU, feel free to message me. I will help them as best I can.
Thank you so much.
You've been listening to a Danilura D Naturopathy production. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. As some of you already know, I'm no longer on social media. However, I do have a website linked in the description where you can sign up to my newsletter and can find a contact form to get in touch. I love receiving emails from you guys, letting me know how you're finding the show, your requests to be on the show, and even business collaborations and marketing opportunities. I do my best to reply to all of them each week. If you're loving what I do, please rate and review the podcast wherever you're listening, as it really helps with the visibility and to get us in the ears of other students. Thank you again for the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!